Hello everyone, welcome to the Connecting the World show, and I'm your host Muniem Rizvi. Tonight we had a guest from Philippines, Dr. Wilmer Joel, and he's going to connect with us tonight in the show, in the Connecting the World show. Who is Dr. Wilmer? I'm going to introduce himself about Dr. Wilmer. Dr. Wilmer is a nurse and a professional teacher in the government. He's also a writer, he's also a poet, he's also a social activist, and he's also a volunteer in the Red Cross. So we are going to invite without any wasting of my time tonight. Our guest is Dr. Wilmer. Hello, Dr. Wilmer. Welcome to the Connected the World show.
Yeah, nice meeting you again, sir. And thank you for inviting me as one of your guests tonight. It's already 1 o'clock here in the Philippines. We say it, good day and mabuhay. So, nice meeting
Thank
you,
you so
sir.
much, Dr. Wilmer. You take some your precious time from your busy schedule and you're live with me right now. I'm here, Muniem from Pakistan, and you are from Philippines, and we are here on the Connecting the World show platform.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Wilmer, I would love to know more about you. Who are you? Where are you from exactly? And what you do in your life? Kindly tell us about yourself in detail so our audience should know more about yourself.
Okay, I'm Dr. Wilmer Joel Decano from the northern part of the Philippines.
And Dr. Wilmer, sorry I am
Yeah.
interrupting you. Kindly speak loudly so we can hear you clearly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Dr. Wilmer Joel Isticano. Okay, I came from the northern part of the Philippines. We call the town province of Pangasinan, the one of the biggest populations in terms of population. So I raised from a family with a very strict family where we are being and all educators. From my mother's side, they are all educators, and then my father's side, they are also in the medical profession. So my first degree is I'm a bachelor of nursing. Then actually I'm a licensed nurse. Then after 2002, I've been in the field of education. So that is starting my career to be part of the education sector. So 2004, I was being in the field of education as the government. So I'm a licensed teacher also. Then I'm also a professional teacher. So at that time, I am also licensed in the field of medical physical science. So that is my major field. Okay, so how I connect in the education and I'm also nursing. So uh, as always, I tell that this is one of the most precious gift that God given to me. So at that time, I in the field of nursing, so I almost always care for the sick. So we are almost in the field of the, or we always came to hospital, uh, but the calling for me to be part of education, first of all, that is I'm very hesitant to accept it because my mother is about to retire. I always say that my mother is retired, and she asked me to continue her professional career. So, it is still making of it that if I accept the job, what will happen? What is my future in the field of education? So I know that you are a teacher is very difficult because you have a multi-role in teaching profession. So that is a big challenge for me. So when I enter in the government sector, that is a one impact to me that, oh my gosh, that is what I'm going to do. So my mother told me, mold me, what you do is you have a big heart and compassion to take care of this kind of child because being a neophyte in the system of education, you have to be well dedicated to address all the needs of these kinds of pupils because in the education sector, we are the second parents. We are the local parents in the inside the school where all the teacher will do his part as a we call it the multitasking rule. When we see multitasking rule, you could be a nurse, you could be a doctor, you could be a psychometrician, everything you have to do it in taking care of these kinds of child. Because as a teacher, we know we are we have to impart and inculcate knowledge to them. We are holding the future of the next generations. So they are we going to address their needs, how we will going to develop them as a good citizen in the community. So imparting knowledge is very important to these kinds of young pupils. So as go on teaching it, uh, because of my major, I'm major in general science. So it give me the opportunity to impart my knowledge in terms of science. So I always say what I mean is not to brag anybody that when we go to competitions, these kinds of pupils they always bring beacon at the school. So I'm proud of it, of my product because they are we can see is we can they are one of the future. They are being talented. You are doing or you motivating how they become to be responsible. Though and connections with my nursing career. So as part of the teacher, so this is evolving to go in touch with the Philippine Red Cross. So to continue my career, not only a teacher and also a nurse. So this is a very good impact to me because imagine you are catering almost 4,000 pupils without a nurse inside the school and you are only the responsible person and how you will handle it until in case of emergency. That is why we open it so that is the great opportunity that knocked for me to be a Red Cross Youth Advisor. So it was introduced the Red Cross in our school we back in 2006. So 2000 up to now we are the most active council in the one of the largest humanitarian in the Philippine Red Cross, which is we are in the Rizal province. That is one of the biggest chapter in the Philippines. So Red Cross also why we are in the Red Cross because one of the agents one of the what we call it umbrella of the Red Cross is to care of the Red Cross youth. So because of the importance of the Red Cross youth movement to be introduced in the school, so we adopted with their bylaws and all the trainings has been incapacitated in our school. So the first training we have done in the Philippine Red Cross is using the leadership development program. This program is a prerequisite to become a member of the Philippine Red Cross, where they can develop their team building, camaraderie, and to become a future leader someday. So this training will go farther. We give the more all the kinds of training we are being luckily because the Red Cross give it is free for us. Okay, so we have also the first aid training in this side in our school. Where in this 8 years old to 12 years old will go undergone for training to for the first aid training. So at this moment, I'm happy to say that we have 300 Red Cross first aid members. they are active in terms of the skills and competitions. So our school are one of the Hall of Famer in terms of first aid and relay or a competition of the first aid training. So aside from that, they are very active in the disaster risk reduction management training. They go other training that is the substance abuse prevention education, wherein we are incapacitating the pupils to be how we giving the awareness how they will be out of the drugs and other substances that they will especially this kinds of pupil this stage they are we call it the most crucial part, they are the explorer. So we have also give them the HIV in prevention, and the number or the other thing is you the psychosocial support. Okay, they have undergone that, and we have also the came home care for the sick, for the old and young and it. So that is the part of the community service in the community health nursing. So aside from that, we are very active also in terms of garden of humanity. This garden of humanity, we call it. This is a garden in our school, and we call it the garden of humanity, where they can plant, and these kinds of plants will usable for sustainable food production in our school. This is we call it to sustain to feeding program in our school. Those who are belong to the malnourished, so we give them food that is free, and this garden is being used not only for food production. We use the medicinal plants because we have to do it, and our school is we are in the urban, we use the urban gardening. So aside from that, we have the Brigada Kalinisan. When we see Brigada Kalinisan, that is clean up drive in our school, wherein our school must be a place of safe place where there is no insect at all. So, and we know Philippines is one of most carrier of the dengue, and as because of we have more than 3,000 population, we have to take care, we have to be take care of our environment. So, and we also participated every October 15 the global hand washing. All those members in the Philippine Red Cross will be active going every room, doing return demonstration on how the proper hand washing from grade kinder up to grade 6, and they are very active. We only give the signal to go from room to room, and they are being responsible. They know their duties and function and how to do that, and with our supervision too. So we have the fire earthquake drill. Okay, so our school is very active, and our first project, the most innovative project council, and it was awarded by the Philippine Red Cross. Uh, we call it in a Tagalog, pira sa basura, sagot sa kalusugan mo. In English, there is money from the trust that answer your health. So what I'm going that time. So I also with my volunteers, we go to room to room. We ask the trash people. We collect room to room. I can see that at that time I'm also a janitor because I'm always after collecting it. We go to the clinic and we will streets it, and we will pile it for one by one, and after that we will go to the junk shop to sell all the scrap materials. After the selling, the money then we will buy for the feeding program. So that is we have more than 200 beneficiaries at that time. So they are luckily because not all the pupils inside the school has the money to buy their own food. So those who are selected pupils has the beneficiary for the 10 months, and we monitor if they have weight gain. We monitor everything. But before we go do the feeding program, they will we will use some helmintation for to take all these kinds of work that they have inside their body. So that is one greatest achievement in our organization. Okay, so then we are the Hall of Famer in terms of we are the Grand Slam winner in terms of the first aid competition. And I'm lucky to say that our council has been recognized of these kinds of achievement in our school. Then, from because I'm holding the Philippine Red Cross as an advisor, we back 2006. At that time, up to present, we produced more than 25 national awardee of Red Cross Youth Achievement, and that is one of the prestigious award given the Philippine Red Cross. And aside from it, this is the time to give those who are their dedication and passion to be part of the volunteer in the humanitarian service. So they are luckily and they go 3 rounds of competition screening before we go to the division level and national level. They have a wide screening for them. So they are be crucial and they go under several screening. So and we are happily that we are one of the most. So this pupils, if you can see right now, those who have been graduated and they are one of the most active also when they are college, and you can see they are the knowledge we impart in the Philippine Red Cross, they are using it even they are not in other field in sciences. So in case of emergency, because life is very important, because first aid is in a few seconds. If you do some wrong in carrying the taking care of first aid and you done wrong in a second, you are meaning to see you are at rest the life of the victim. So you are when because I always tell them when you are performing the first aid, you think you know that you are saving lives, not to kill the people, the victim. I would rather say. So you are saving lives, not taking something wrong with the patient. So, but that is one of the very good example in the Philippine Red Cross. So, aside from the Red Cross, I'm also one of the ESO environmentalists in the school. So, these kinds of projects, so I always see to it that this is most effective project in our school, the using that one tabler per pupil inside the classroom, because this kind of 3,000 in pupils, if they bring tumbler, we will reduce the bottled water inside the canteen. So what is our main agenda is to reduce the battlefield, the battlefield. the bottled water inside the canteen. So up to now, we are zero waste in terms of plastic. So that is one of our contribution to Mother Earth. So we are being part of as a warrior of the Mother Earth. So these kinds of people,
Great.
they are very have the awareness. Reuse the reduce, reuse, recycle. So they
Okay,
are
one thing
very,
more
yeah.
I want to know more about, like, tell us about your award. You got two awards, multi awards. One you got the national award, and one you got the international awards. Also tell us about that award too.
Okay, so that is one of our achievement in school. So I'm also one of the active in the social service. So not only in the local and as well in the international level. So I'm also one of the most outstanding teacher way back 2017 up to now. If you can see my Facebook account, you can see my achievements. That we are one of the most outstanding teacher in the field of education, not only in the national level and international level. And we do some. I'm also active in other services, the social works, and these they are part of the humanitarian service also. The ISRM, the International Human Rights Movement. Then we have the Lions Club, the Rotary Club. That is what we know that is the one of the factor that this is one we helping people is very important because you are uplifting the least vulnerable in the community. So alleviating suffering is very important. Okay, so in serving these kinds of humanitarian services, we know that volunteer has no money at all. You have to do with all your body and soul, giving these kinds of opportunity to serve people. You are not asking for money, but once you serve the people and they smile at you and they say thank you, that is already will touch your heart, and that is make your fulfillment as one of the volunteer, a good volunteer. So that is
Great.
a great
Yes,
achievement
you're
to me.
right. You're right. You have to work for the betterment of the society. If you're doing just for the betterment of society, you are the great volunteer. So, Doctor Wilmer, I want to ask you, like, kindly give some positive message for the youth of the world who are coming into the field of social activism, and they are doing a volunteer work all over the world,
Yeah.
not only in the Philippines, all over the world they are doing. Kindly give them some positive message so we can end our show on that positive message.
Okay, so as one of the advocate of these kinds of humanitarian, there are a lot of things we can do to change the world. Okay, so first of all, in thinking that we can change the world, it comes from your own self. That is, we call it the discipline. Because without the discipline, you can be not you can destroy the Mother Earth. So you can see the fulfillment as I well mentioned a while ago, using our bottle that is one great contributor to Mother Earth. So being the advocate of these kinds of environmentalists, you are taking care of Mother Earth. We know that Mother Earth is very important to us. And that is the only hope we can live, where we can breathe, we can do what we want. And we know that the ecological system, we have to balance it. We never destroy the trees inside the in the mountain. don't cut. When you cut it, you have to replace it because we in how we can survive without oxygen. We know that trees is very important because they give us oxygen, and we human and animals give carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is part of the plants for making food and sunlight to make their own food too. Once the after they producing it, they give us also uh, oxygen. So oxygen is very important. But luckily, some country they burn the trees in the mountain just for their own for to have money. But if you can see what the benefit they can give it to human, that is very important. We are because we have to care, we have to take balance because everything that is species in the ecosystem is very important too. When we destroy it, when we remove it, for example, if I remove all those trees and all human will stay here on earth, what where we can get the oxygen? We cannot breathe, and oxygen is free. We don't want to see in the near future. We can see that we are going to buy oxygen for us. The mother is still free. How we will take care of it. That is very important rule. Important rules in our community, and where we can do what we want. All things the God given creation is very beautiful. So we cannot destroy it. We have to be a proactive in terms of the biodiversity or the ecosystem. So we cannot destroy it because you have to be all things has to be sustainable. You have to balance it. So there is the importance. So uh one word that I'm going to say to all the viewers, uh, some thoughts that I'm going to say. The word titaridas. What titaridas stands for? Titaridas stands for achievement. How to become your achievement, how it works, equals hard work. Okay? When you want to have to achieve, you have to do some hard work, plus trust and unity. That is the most contributing factors that we have to achieve in our life. So these kinds of three ingredients is very important to us. So we need to do hard work, trust, and unity. Because without unity, our community will chaos too.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Ulmer. You gave your precious time to me, and it was such a wonderful session with you. You tell us about yourself in detail. You tell us
Yeah.
about your work, your social work you are doing in the Philippines from last 20, 25 years. You tell us in a very beautiful way. Thank you so much for giving me some precious time. As our show is going to be end, we have to end our session here. Thank you once again from me and from Connecting the World Show. Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir. We
also.
have to end our session here.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much. So hope so you like the session.
Yeah, I like it.
Hope so
Thank
you
you so
enjoyed the
much.
session. And
Yeah.
I will be going to tag you on the Facebook, and everyone who is watching us on the Facebook or on the YouTube, they can join us from anywhere in the world. If they are from where, so they can be our guests. They can tell us about their stories. It's such a wonderful session with you. Thank you so much. Now we have to end our session here. You can say goodbye to our viewers, so we can end
Okay,
our session here.
Okay, goodbye to all viewers, and it's my pleasure to be part here. Thank you for inviting me, sir, for your
Thank you.
wonderful session too. So, mabuhay.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.